Carlton Jones at Tower of the Sun Osaka. Lionel Piguet, Inside Sport Japan, August 15, 2017. Get used to walking. That's Panasonic Impulse DL. Carlton Jones' suggestion to any players thinking of coming to Japan. Get used to walking because you are going to walk everywhere. The Alabama State University man has just started his third season with the X-League powerhouse, and he's got plenty of advice for those looking to follow in his footsteps, and not just for off the field. Work on your endurance, cause the practices are longer. It doesn't matter how strong you are. It matters more about your endurance, because if you can bench 500 pounds but you can't run a mile, it's gonna weigh down on you. It's gonna hurt you more than help. Endurance is gonna help more. Jones on the sideline during Panasonic's 2017 season opener. Chris Pfaff, Inside Sport Japan, August 31, 2017. Long training sessions are intrinsic to Japanese sport in general, not just football, and with summer temperatures just shy of 40 degrees and humidity at 90%, they can test the fittest of players. Japanese players have the best endurance in the world. They can run all day. In America, practices would probably be 2.5 hours at the most, and then you're done. You're done with everything. Out here 2.5 is like the least amount of time. Not that Jones is complaining. He plays for a team and organization in Panasonic that he described as like family, saying they take care of their people. Carlton Jones at Bonpaka Park, Osaka. Lionel Piguet, Inside Sport Japan, August 15, 2017. The 2017 version of that family is one Jones is excited about, pointing out that the team's imposing defense was returning intact but with more depth, which should provide cover in the case of injury. The former Hornet has also been reunited with an old rival, and, for the first time, they will be on the same sideline. Quarterback Benjamin Anderson, who played for Najima Sagamihara Rise in 2015, returned to the X-League in the spring and led Impulse to victory in the Green Bowl. Jones and Anderson matched up directly over several seasons in college football. QB Benjamin Anderson joined Impulse this year. Lionel Piguet, Inside Sport Japan, June 4, 2017. He actually went to my brother's college and my cousin's college, University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. We played him. That was like one of my personal rivals, and I played him all 4 years. I beat him 3 out of 4 years and he beat us 1 year. The year he won the championship and he was the player of the year. When asked if he ever sacked Anderson, Jones laughed and replied, "Of course. That's on my highlight tape." They are on the same team now, and it's one that has ambitions of going all the way. Impulse have been national champions 4 times, with their most recent title coming in Jones' first season. That run concluded with a dramatic late hook and lateral thrown by QB Tetsuo Takata in the championship game that helped down his alma mater Ritsumeikan University Panthers 2,219. Takata is still on the team, and while Anderson figures to get the bulk of the snaps, expect to see the 35-year-old veteran under center from time to time. In Panasonic's opener against Elecom Kobe Finis, he completed 3 of 7 passes for 20 yards and carried the ball twice. Carlton Jones at Tower of the Sun Osaka. Lionel Piguet, Inside Sport Japan, August 15, 2017. As far as Jones is concerned, having 2 very different signal callers gives Panasonic an edge, comparing it to having to face a team fielding both Michael Jordan and LeBron James. The old saying, "If you have 2 quarterbacks you have none," doesn't seem to apply in the X-League, with several of the top teams sharing snaps among different men. IBM give Kevin Kraft rest when they can by bringing in ultra-mobile Yuki Matsumoto, and Obek Seagulls have shown that they can score either with either rookie Akaika Woolsey or veteran Shun Sugawara. Anderson's history with Jones and OL Edmund Davis, who also went to Alabama State, has helped him fit in quickly. Jones and Davis joined Panasonic at the same time, along with DB Emery Pauley. Panasonic players are a tight-knit group. Lionel Piguet, Inside Sport Japan, May 21, 2017. All 3 were recruited together. Jones remembers the initial approach. "It was like 6:30 in the morning and I got this little 10-digit phone number calling me, and I was like, what is this? And then this guy was like, hey, you wanna play football in Japan? And I was like, this is a scam, no way, there is no way there is football in Japan. And he was like, look it up. And he invited me, Edmund and Emery, and we all decided to accept. That was how I ended up in Japan." Carlton Jones at Bonpaka Park, Osaka. Lionel Piguet, Inside Sport Japan, August 15, 2017. As with all the American players here, the fact that Jones still has the opportunity to play football is something he appreciates. For many, once the door to the NFL or CFL had closed, they started getting on with their lives only to find that opportunity lay across an ocean. "Before I came, I had interviews. Actually, I had an interview with IBM. The week Panasonic called me, I had an IBM interview. I did that, then I had an interview with Boeing. That was a job I really liked, but football was the better option, way better option. Jones in action during a game against Lixil Deers, John Gunning, Inside Sport Japan, October 30, 2016. Having gone to school and worked all his life in Alabama, coming to Osaka was a real eye-opener for Jones. The culture shock was crazy. Like when we first got off the plane, it was so many people like walking around, and I was like, there's not that many people like walking around from where I'm from. And then it's really crowded, and like I'm used to space and like everything wide open. And then, the houses. I live in an apartment, and it is like really small. Like I hit my head when I go cook. I hit my head a couple of times, so I had to get used to the small ceilings. Carlton Jones on a Ferris wheel at Bonpaka Park, Osaka. Lionel Piguet, Inside Sport Japan, August 15, 2017. A couple of years later though, and he's much more accustomed to the differences. Twice-weekly Japanese classes provided by the team have helped a lot in that regard. That's not to say there aren't some things that will always feel different. Southern food isn't something you'll find much of in Western Japan, but Jones cooks himself, and he says he brings all my seasoning and stuff back from America, so I am pretty good. I know how to adjust. Anytime you want some home cooking, I got you. On the field as well. Things are different, and there isn't much trash talking according to Jones unless you're American. He laughs and adds, I mean, Colby Cameron did a lot of talking in the X Bowl. It just made the game so much funner and better, raised the level of everybody else. That's an acquaintance he'll soon renew. Panasonic face Fujitsu on October 1st at Yanmar Field, and Jones can't wait. It's always a great game when you play the Frontiers. Panasonic versus the Frontiers, that's like Golden State and the Cavaliers. Jones on the sideline during a game against Lixil Deers, John Gunning, Inside Sport Japan, October 30, 2016. That matchup is part of a tough stretch to close the regular season that sees Impulse face Fujitsu and Obik, the only teams to beat them last year. Jones isn't worried though, and when asked if he expects Panasonic to go all the way, he replies, "Of course, that's the mindset you gotta have."